Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Paul and welcome to Paul Weymouth, where I review books, I do personal challenges, I do a little bit of everything, kind of whatever I feel like doing at the time. But let's review a book today. We have Raymond E. Feist. This is Silverthorn. Now, if you're in the US where Master or Magician Apprentice and Magician Master was split up into two books, then this would be like your third book in the Riftwar Saga. But if you live elsewhere in the world where the Magician's books is one book, then this would be the second book in the Riftwar Saga. A little confusing, but I'm going to say it's the third book because it's the third book that I've read in this series. So in Magician Apprentice and Magician Master, we get this very foundational fantasy book. We have a kingdom, we have a young orphan, we have a budding magician, we have, a son that wants to be king, we have princesses. It's very much a standard fantasy book. There is this portal between their world and another world, and intruders from that other world are coming in and attacking their world. So we also get a great story in Magician Master of that opposing world, as the magician Pug, one of the main characters, is taken to that world and is a slave in that world, but ends up becoming a master magician, hence the title of the book, in that other world. Now, I really enjoyed the first two books in this series. They're not something that is amazing. I probably won't ever reread them, but I did enjoy them. Very comfort fantasy books. Great world building, especially in Magician Master. So now we come to this third book, Silverthorn. Now in Silverthorn, Feist decides to pull back a little bit and make the story a little bit closer, a little bit more just a closer book in general. Like, we're following individuals. The whole big scope of the land is not really at play. However, the ramifications of what is going on is pretty big. So in this, at the very beginning, we have most of our characters from the previous two books. They are in Krondor, which is one of the larger cities in this world and a place with a lot of thieves. And we get most of this book told through the eyes of, so far, my favorite character, Jimmy the Hand, who is a young thief. Now, what he finds out is that someone is trying to kill the prince of the kingdom. And he goes and tells them. He gets rewarded for, giving them the information. And he lets them know, hey, someone is trying to kill you. So they find out that the people that are trying to kill them are these assassins that is part of this like Black Brigade type assassin group. But something's a little different. When these assassins die, they actually come back as like an undead monster and are basically really difficult to kill. So, as the cover of the book shows, something bad happens at the wedding of the prince. The princess gets shot with an arrow or a bolt and is poisoned. Now, the rest of this story is all about going to find the antidote for this poison. Through the journey that these individuals make to find the antidote, they realize that the plot to kill the prince is much more tied to the overall prophecy and the overall idea that these evil people have in store for this evil, menacing, darkness bad guy to come back, basically. Yes, this is very much your traditional over-the-top darkness, Wheel of Time type enemy coming back into the world to enslave the world, and it has its minions, and there are dark elves that are a part of this, and it's a race across the world to try to find this antidote for the princess. I thought this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was something to relax on and read. There's nothing profound in this book. It's not going to change your life or be your most amazing read you've read all year, but it's that cozy, get into a blanket during the winter with a hot cup of cocoa while reading a book type of fantasy that, you know, sometimes we all kind of need. And I will definitely be continuing this series in the next book, just to see what's happening and to find out what happens to some of my favorite characters, because the best part of this series is seeing the relationships between the different characters form and how they become stronger, and the interactions between all of them as things get worse, things get better, they get worse again, and how they deal with the conflicts that come up in their lives. Because really, that's why I read epic fantasy, so that when these over-the-top conflicts happen, I can see that they have resilience to do that. They have hope to get past the bad times, the hope that they will conquer the evil being, the evil individual, warlock, sorcerer, prince, king, the evil individual, because in my own life, I want to have hope that I can overcome these small things in my life. So if they can overcome some evil, menacing darkness that's planning to take over the world, I can overcome waking up on time on a Monday morning. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys in my next review.